The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening and welcome to Today on One. I'm Isai Sikunga. In the news tonight, mixed settlement joins the 16 days of activism against SGBV. ANC Youth League visits Namibia. No rush for Black Friday specials this year. Northeastern farmers highlight challenges and round up Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the weather. First up, following the launch of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence by the Ministry of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare under the theme Orange the World, Lifeline Childline Namibia took to the mixed settlement community to raise awareness on GBV issues, during which the settlement's commander for Women and Men Network expressed concern over the withdrawal of SGBV cases against perpetrators.
You always come report this case to me and tell my boyfriend I don't want to know him. Only 2 days you are together again. I'm very tight for that. Otherwise I shall take decision to open a case to arrest that person, man or woman. If there are no more love, just leave each other. I'm very tight for that.
Palata notes that he is oftentimes inundated with reports of GBV, calling for an end to temporary romantic relationships and urging men to lessen their consumption of alcohol, which later brings trouble in households.
Sometimes you call me day and night, I'm not sleeping. What kind of love, that one? This must be stopped from today. Ole opoka fimboyo na istope kujanena. Dalolo kakupangula ikoya. Yomo maumbo. Alume na tunweni malo dunene. Nde stoka joko wakolwa. Otoya kupula ikuli ya mumbu. Owe ngewa pele ngewa ile toki ya moka tika ufi. Mkulukati tatele keshike. If the payday, the men cannot come in the time in the house. And after that, during the whole night, he drink there, he playing gambling. After he come to house, he ask food. What the woman shall cooking for you? And he start quarreling to beat.
Chief Inspector from the Nampol Community Policing Division, George Shitana, revealed that the sexual and gender-based violence phenomena in Namibia is a great concern for law enforcement, stating that during the months of September and October, 52 cases of rape were reported in Windhoek and 125 cases of domestic violence were reported in Windhoek, 80% of which involved children.
Let me talk a little bit about gender-based violence against women as well as men. Most of our women are silent, are suffering in silence. She has alluded it that some of the people are being assaulted by their beloved one. And when they go out there, they will lie. They will say, I was cut by a zinc, I fall down and I hit myself against the stone. But in actual fact, you were panel beaten by your husband or by your boyfriend. hide. Colleagues, it should stop. Gender-based violence is caused by irresponsible parents at some point. My colleague here, she spoke about stepfathers. I agree with her. But it's not only stepfathers. Stepmothers, they are also problematic at one point.
Gender manager at Lifeline Childline Namibia stressed that the SGBV status in the country cannot continue at the rate it currently is, urging men to step up and be protectors instead of perpetrators of women and children.
We cannot every time read in the newspapers a 15-year-old girl was raped and murdered, a 2-year-old girl, and then it is men who committed these crimes. We know that we raised men, our own sons, who are now husbands and fathers. We raised you not to show emotions. We raised you not to cry. We expect you to be strong at all times, but you have feelings and there are services available, like the Chief Inspector said. You also need someone to talk to. Reach out. The services are not only for women and children. The services are for you. If your wife is abusing you, you have the number of the Chief Inspector. Call him. Tell him you made a promise. Call him so that he can come and arrest your wife.
Lifeline Childline Namibia will continue to promote the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence through its program of empowering communities and individuals to take action against violence by strengthening social support systems and structures.
We can't wait to get the whole gang together. But until then, let's stay safe.
So let's get on the road with this. Having someone who likes what you like can be great. It gives you something to chat about and share with each other, yeah? But what if you both want to be at the very top of what you're doing and your main rival is your brother? Can you imagine?
Mount Nyiragongo, located in the Democratic Republic of Congo, is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. It's found in the Virunga Mountains and located 6 miles from Goma. So what caused Mount Nyiragongo to erupt?
This is Women in African Music virtual exhibition. It was created by the British-Nigerian documentary photographer Michael Tubes.
Women in African Music exhibition is about celebrating our women behind the scene and our women performing on the stage.
Okay, owners are going big. It's Big Deal Weekend with more massive savings than ever before. Get Cross and Blackwell mayonnaise for just $23.99. Store Country Spread 2 for only $59.99. Dairy Made Farmhouse ice cream at just $29.99. And Rick Coffee for only $59.99. Get to your OK for more big deals this weekend only at OK. Owners you can count on.
Hello and welcome to the She Word, the show where we discuss trending topics amongst women across Africa. Girl. 7 years old. Do you know why you're here?
In 1997, I was filmed by an American news crew at the place I was being held. A shrine run by a priest dedicated to the worship of deities. I was labeled a Chukoshi, a wife of the gods, paying for a crime committed by a family member.
Okay, the purpose of sharing my story was to say, you know, you may have gone through something, a traumatic experience. You are still able to have life. You have life. You can live life. You can contribute to society, and that's what it should be about. It's not more. It's not really about like victimizing because I honestly don't like watching it.
With trusted quality and great value on all Clicks brand products, switch and save. Buy Clicks Made for Baby toiletries from $11.49. Buy Clicks Made for Baby 240 baby wipes, $70.99 per pack. Or buy Clicks Made for Baby Dry Protect Disposable Nappies Jumbo Pack, $189.99. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Man, you've got to be anything, he should be everything. Strength provider, the architect of every ring. Experience penny yells, see the face of God and live.
I pray to God for my enemy. Why you ready, Insta baby, Insta baby. Why you lying? Shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move what your mama gave ya. Everybody shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move, yeah, lost the fuck.
You are now watching the V10 Countdown.
It's back with more days and bigger deals. It's the Spar Rewards Black Friday sale. Get incredible savings across the store when you swipe your Spar Rewards card. Like 3 kg Sunlight hand washing powder for just $47.99 and Huggies Dry Comfort Nappies Value Pack any 2 for only $240. 24 to 28 November only. The Spar Rewards Black Friday sale. Don't miss out.
The African National Congress Youth League is in Namibia to learn and understand the country's history since independence 30 years ago. The 4 ANC delegates visited the SWAPO party headquarters and met with the party's executive director, Austin Samupwa, to share details of the visit.
The delegation is here for the first time. The purpose of the visit is to learn about Namibia's journey since independence and the role the SWAPO party played, says ANC's headman, Mukare.
We need to share the ideas as to how do we sustain our democracies in our respective countries so that we don't go back to the previous time. Our program here was very short. It was just to interact with the SWAPO, particularly the Youth League, and also just to greet our embassy, and also just to go to Parliament, and also the historic sites like the museums or maybe cemeteries where the heroes are laid and so forth. Basically is to assist us in the theory that we have of the liberation so that we see some things practically.
SWAPO Party Executive Director Austin Samupwa welcomed the delegates and acknowledged the ANC as one of the oldest liberation movements.
We take note of what you said, that the support of former liberation movements, particularly in Southern Africa, is dwindling. We are still in charge, and the parties, the 6 in Southern Africa, that has withstood the test of time when things were very difficult, to defeat the armies that were there, to defeat the system that was there. Our parties, SWAPO Party, ANC, and the 4 others, stood firm through our parents that waged the struggle, diplomatic, militarily, and otherwise. And they defeated, and that's why you and me can be here today to say we are free nations.
Are the lives of Africans being transformed for the better? The ANC Youth League wishes to have an answer to this question once they conclude their visit to Namibia.
Black Friday this year has seen a decrease in customers storming, rushing to shops for Black Friday deals. In the past, the day has seen customers rushing for deals, causing damage to shop infrastructure.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Black Friday, literally everyone loves Black Friday because I mean there are a lot of discounts and yeah, even though sometimes you are not fully prepared for it when it comes to money and so forth, you always want to go to town and just pick up something that you want to have. And yeah, it's been good experiences for the previous years, and I always try to make the best, even though I don't get whatever and everything that I would want, at least I have something out of it. And for today's Black Friday, I haven't yet, have checked around yet, but I will see where the day will let me flow into.
I'm going to buy something that I've been planning to buy, and maybe that time it was on a high price. So I'm going to buy it now on a cheaper price. Like I have planned to buy an iPhone 11. So probably by today it will be on a good price whereby I can afford it. Yeah, something that I've been looking for long. Not just something I just don't go in a shop and buy whatever I want to buy because it's Black Friday. No, I'm going to buy something that I've been looking for and I was wishing it to be on a low price, yes.
I'm not overspending this year. Simply because we learned from the past. In the past you're just rushing to get a good deal. But this time I think let me just focus on the artists and what we can provide the passers-by, the people who want something special on this special day. So for us, Black Friday is about really good music.
Although most retailers this time around were prepared with measures in place for a safe and relaxed shopping experience for customers to avoid any damage to products or infrastructure, supervisors at Ledger Town Square says they have experienced shoplifting and had to bring in extra hands to assist.
I think this year was more stressful compared to last year. Last year was better. This year I feel like there's a lot of shoplifters. The preparations were not really done on time as they were supposed to be done. We got 2 extra hands, casuals, to help us out to check these shoplifters. So they are on the floor checking everywhere. They are not doing anything else apart from checking the floor. So they are just here to look after the stock while the other permanent staffs are housekeeping and working as cashiers.
F&B's communications manager advised on tips for consumers to follow and avoid overspending during Black Friday, as many shops are running the promotions for an extended period.
Well, we've seen over November, the start of Black Friday month, really, and of the festive season, people tend to use credit to buy things that they don't necessarily need. So to start the month off, I always say November is November. Ask yourself, take a minute and ask, is this a luxury? Do I really need it? And if the answer is no, then just stay at home. If you're using credit to buy something, it's a good indication that you probably can't afford this thing, because it will set you up for a negative financial situation at the start of the new year in a few months. So we also say plan ahead, check the prices and see if it really is a discount that you're receiving. And a good way is to see the trend of the cost of that particular product. Plan your budget and really try to stick with it. We get so caught up in the hype and the marketing and the excitement of the season, and we've worked hard and so on, that we just want to spend and we want to relax and we want to get gifts and things. But you also need to ask yourself, is this setting me up for financial success in the new year? Can I use my bonus, or if I got a gift for Christmas for money, can I put that away? If you have to go to the shops over Black Friday today or the rest of the month, and you're not saying no to November, it's a good time to really be safe, to use your card to swipe rather than withdraw money, because it can be unsafe physically also. It's a time when people are pickpocketing.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
OK Furniture's biggest Black Friday sale ever is now on. It's 7 days of never-before-seen savings. Like this 43-inch Hisense Full HD Digital LED TV for $4,990. Save $1,509. And save $3,009 on this 152-centimeter Restonic Posture Rest base set. Now only $3,990. Don't miss out. Deals only valid until 28 November at OK Furniture.
With trusted quality and great value on all Clicks brand products, switch and save. Buy Clicks Hygiene Liquid, $54.99 each. Buy Clicks Paracetamol, 500 milligrams, 24 tablets, 2 for $35. And buy Clicks Effervescent Granules, 2 for $132. Or buy any 3 Clicks Essentials health products, cheapest one free. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
More than ever before, football fans demand unique insight and analysis. The Football Review is much more than a highlights show. Bold, provocative editorial that goes beyond conventional reporting, setting the agenda for football discussion. Champions League, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga 1, and much more. Want genuine insight with hard-hitting editorial? Need compelling premium football content? The Football Review. Best, bar none.
Goes down smoothly. Tafolaga, Namibian like you.
Small-scale farmers face a number of challenges with common dimensions. These includes political, socio-economic challenges, such as coping with changes to agricultural and rural policies, poverty, food market dynamics, and maintaining sustainable livelihoods.
Joseph Samata owns an agroforestry, and he specializes in livestock, horticulture, and an orchard of cultivating trees, selling vegetable products to local markets, but claims he has a problem with the market in his region.
The market itself is also a challenge in our region. So you are forced to sometimes, like you find like tomatoes, which doesn't take long, the lifespan of tomatoes. After 3, 4, 5 days, you don't have a buyer. If you harvested it, you just have to throw it. So I think somewhere we need to find out how we should add value, or we can make even this the tomato sauce, grind it or mill it somewhere, and then we make like how we should add value on our products so that they can take long. So the market itself, though it's a problem, but we are able to sell our produce to our local people.
A local teacher, Simone Calisius, who owns a fruit orchard, who donated 10 mango trees to his community members, says he also has a lot of challenges.
When we started, there was a lot of challenges, like debushing and stamping, and the machines that make sure that we water these plants. Now, we have not overcome those challenges. They are still ongoing, and we still have the courage to overcome them. Other stakeholders like regional council came in and helped us so that we can overcome some of the challenges. Now we farm on daily basis.
Throughout all these constraints, these two farmers are still optimistic that they will overcome their challenges.
Come to Clicks for great Black Friday savings. Save 30% on all single fine fragrances. Save 30% on La Roche-Posay skincare products. Or save 30% on the Wahl Home Pro Basic Hair Clipper Set. And buy Stay Soft Fabric Softener refills, 500 mils, 5 for $110. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Nothing is too good for my daughter. Now here's the deal, Nambi. There's no playing around with other boys before your wedding. Do you understand me? It's the most important day of your life.
Nambi, baby, you have a face like a beautiful person. I got you this Virgin Mary necklace to protect your innocence.
Stupid man. We have loved each other since high school, and now you want to turn your back on me? All the plans we made, you just throw them away? And you want Nambi now? When I've always been there for Iziwa, do you understand? And she doesn't even love you. I've wasted my time on someone like you.
Don't be like that, Jalia.
Love, everybody needs it. Love.
We can't wait to welcome new friends. But until then, let's stay safe.
In other leading stories, Internet Technologies Angola, part of the Paratus Group, launched its first broadband internet service in Moxico, Angola's largest province in the east of the country. The new service is a significant intervention to unlock the potential for both the private and public sectors in the province, which spans 223,000 square kilometers and has a population of close to 1 million people. In line with the ITA Paratus strategy to expand its quality network coverage, this new connectivity further consolidates the company's commitment to the government's national telecommunications strategy to deliver inclusive fiber and digital services across Angola. In addition to connecting the east of the country to Angola and the world, the project also includes the delivery of internet services to municipalities along the route and provides both residents and businesses the benefits of high-quality connectivity. Importantly, the link also enables the introduction of new telecommunication services such as cable television and educational and health public services. Deputy Governor of Luena, Dr. Victor da Silva, says this is important for the country because the new link not only connects Luena to the rest of the world, but through high-quality technology from ITA Paratus, it also provides Eastern Angola with access to the highest level of health and education services.
Was in and out of prison, dealing and doing drugs. Then a drug deal went wrong. Joseph was robbed, handcuffed, and scared straight out of the business. For 6 months, he roamed the streets as a homeless addict. Then one night, in a baseball dugout, Joseph met a stranger who totally changed his life.
I stand in awe of the power of the God who's our creator. And Terry and I sit here on this program, and the Lord speaks to us, and it's the word of knowledge. It's one of the manifestations of the Holy Spirit.
Something not always godly.
Not always, that's right. That's right. But there's a lot of negative voices out there.
Yes, there are. And so how do you know when it's God saying, Perry, I want to speak this to you right now?
And sometimes you don't know. And I think you pray over it and you think about it. And sometimes you just, a lot of times I'll just envision, as you and I are talking here today, I may envision that I'm here talking with God. And how am I supposed to address this issue?
Okay? Realize Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is the same for you right now. So let's pray. Let's call on his name and let him do the rest for you. Let's pray.
Win free airtime with #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. SMS your feedback, name and town to 555. #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Hi there, parents. Do you have primary school kids and want them to get extra quality supplementary lessons to up their grades? Then simply switch to One Africa TV's #LearnOn1, where your kids can get maths, English and science lessons every weekday from 9 to 11 a.m. with repeats from 2 to 4 p.m. And thanks to Animator's MyZone, these lessons are 100% Namibian. There's so much to learn with #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
It was the silence that connected us all. But the journey started long before that day.
Coach has a gift to be able to spot talent a mile away.
I think the family kind of feeling makes the athletes feel like they want to perform for him.
This is a match made in heaven. We just become one. There was difficult times. I said to the girls, we didn't do all this just for one club to take us off track. We started talking about this journey, and the way we actually painted that journey is almost perfectly the way it ended.
We thought that maybe one of them will make the finals, but both of them made the finals, then the rest is history.
Quiet broken by the firing of the gun, and they're off.
And here comes Christine Bomber in second place. Will they do it today? Oh, of course! 21-81.
This one belongs to us all as one.
Are you a CMAS member? Did you know that should you need medical treatment, you have access to quality private hospitalization, guaranteed specialist treatment in private hospitals across Namibia with Compliment Gap? Compliment Gap is a complimentary product for CMAS members only, which covers the shortfall between what CMAS pays and private hospitals charge. You and your family have more than 2 million in medical gap cover per year at a very affordable price. That's not all. You also have access to emergency evacuation within Namibia and $10 million international travel cover for those unforeseen events abroad. Take the financial burden off your shoulders. Invest in your family's health. SMS GAP to 999 555 and we'll contact you. Terms and conditions apply.
We're about insightful conversations.
We're about business, your
startup and SME,
your entrepreneurial journey,
especially your hustle.
No. We are Afro content.
No, Afro excellence.
And bubble culture.
We're more like culture. The crème du crème.
For your daily dose of ingenuity and insight,
flair and sophistication.
Catch us weekdays at 6 to 10 a.m.
Sivo and Mo in the morning. Dude, no. Must you be extra? Must we be extra? Ah!
Joseph Shifeni is up next with Business on One and Economic Indicators.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. I'm your host, Joseph Shifeni. The city of Windhoek owes the government of Namibia $712 million in loans acquired over the years for infrastructure development. In efforts to deal with this liability, the city says the council is now engaging the government to swap the debt for land. Giving an outlook on the city's finances this week, Samuel Mutota, the Executive for Reporting and Budgeting, says the $712 million is part of the over $3 billion debt that the city of Windhoek currently has, and that the move will improve its insolvency.
There's a $712 million, which is on lending loans, which we received from government through the other institutions. This amount has not been paid for some time, and as part of resolving the solvency issue, Council is engaging government to make sure that we can be able to swap the land of these loans so that at least they improve their financial solvency. But I think the part here which I wanted also maybe to emphasize still comes back to say what was the history about these loans, what did we use them for? The loans were used to develop the infrastructure around the city of Windhoek. So that was the main usage of those loans.
In his presentation on the financial position of the city, he stated that their annual reports are up to date with the completion of the 2021 financials in June and ready to be submitted at the Office of the Auditor General. Currently, total assets stand at $20 billion.
We need to assure the public that we are able to manage the finances of City of Windhoek. Looking at those figures that are on the presentation, you can see the current asset stands at 1.2 billion, while the current liability stands at 2.3. That's where I was explaining about the 353 million and the 712 million, which is included in that 2.3. But generally, in terms of our assets, at the end of the day, the net, when we take all our liabilities out of the assets, we remain with a 16 billion.
Current Acting Chief Executive Officer Jennifer Komali says the government and the City Council are in support of the land swap agreement that could soon be reached.
The issue of the appetite for the government for the debt swap, we have been engaging with the government on this specific issue. And I think in line with also the government's initiatives, I think the land swap would be beneficial to both parties. And I think there is definitely an appetite to have, to conclude those discussions. Now, also in terms of why it was not recorded by the Auditor General, as the first colleague have asked, there is no formal agreement in place at the moment. We are still in discussions with the government around that. So obviously the Auditor General only looks at black and white, what is before them. So until we've signed a formal agreement, the Auditor General will not consider that initiative by council, because there is currently no legal agreement in place. What we refer to is only council's plans in terms of really managing that current liabilities, and why we believe there is no imminent cash outflow from those loans, as those loans are actually with central government. So I think that is really around the land swap.
Komali says the road for the municipality toward an unqualified opinion could take up to 3 years as they improve on systems and key findings highlighted by the Office of the Auditor General. And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
I'd like to thank One Africa TV, for granting me this opportunity to be part of such a vibrant and talented team, especially being part of the Today in One team, where we actually make a difference in people's lives. Happy 18th birthday, One Africa TV!
It's back. With more days and bigger deals, it's the Spar Rewards Black Friday sale. Get incredible savings across the store when you swipe your Spar Rewards card. like 1.35 kg Bacoma Wheat Bix for just $49.99 and Cross and Blackwell Tangy Mayonnaise. Buy 2 for only $45. 24 to 28 November only. The Spar Rewards Black Friday sale. Don't miss out.
Oranjemund, established in 1936, from which point onward CDM, now Namdeb Diamond Corporation, provided every service, the schooling, infrastructure and entertainment required for the people of the town. The winds of change is blowing over Oranjemund, which is no longer a closed town.
This ship was commandeered by King Jao III, and he actually sent a knight to Spain to go and fetch some money from investors, because they wanted to go and fetch some spices in India.
When we were kids, the mine delivered milk, bread, and black paper, black plastic bags for your rubbish, and cleaned your garden, did the maintenance of your house. You had furniture already installed in your house.
Time now for Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. Talks recently emerged of a planned new regional electricity distributor for the central and southern regions by the regulator, the Electricity Control Board. The City of Windhoek's executives has acknowledged that they are yet to be engaged, while the line minister urged stakeholders to deliberate on whether the policy of introducing raids is still relevant 20 years after it was introduced. Pina says he wants the mayor to run for a second term, as he has unfinished business. Spare says he is still waiting on land delivery. Featuring says the city should look up the meaning of database, which should have been in existence already. And a witch doctor who is believed to be one of the security guards put in charge of looking after the newly built houses in Ochemise's Achterland has been apprehended by the Namibian police force for fraud and threatening community members. Boke commended the Namibian police force. Priscilla notes that people are warned but still don't want to listen. While Herman says it does not add up being a security guard and witch doctor at the same time. And that's all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day, only on Today on 1.
Tuyadha otuli pamwe nangoe mompombo mainyanyudho otse ea mukuru okuzangenea toterwe mombo omaobigari hweigiyari omrunga radio ogwakala nokukundaneka okunyanyudha nokuyakuroshiwana omrunga radio yotango monamibia.
Castro Lumbu is up next with the sports update.
Welcome to Sports on One. I'm your host Castro Ulumbu. The aim of the Athletics Development Club is to develop and give the Namibian child an opportunity to compete against the best. In collaboration with the Pupkewitz Foundation, Athletics Development Club founders Henny Horn and Jackie Sneyders will be hosting an athletics coaching clinic and championships in the coastal town of Swakopmund this December. Today on One Sports has more on this story. This year, Namibia had one of its most successful seasons on the athletics stage, with rising stars like Christine Mboma and Beatrice Masilingi emerging through the youth ranks to compete against the world's best on the biggest sports athletics stage. In order to develop and scout more similar talents, the Athletics Development Club will host a coaching clinic to train coaches, which will create an opportunity for them to nurture talents from their respective regions.
Prior to the competition, we will be hosting a coaching course with the support of the Bulletin Foundation, as well as in conjunction with Athletics Namibia. The coaching course will start on the 20th of December and it will conclude on the 21st of December, the afternoon. We will focus on your theory, and then after that do the practical the afternoon. And once you are successful and you have concluded it in a successful rate, you will then receive a certificate from Athletics Namibia. Everybody can benefit from this program, basically, as from the athlete to your teacher, your parent, your coach. Depends on who wants to do the coaching course. So the more coaches we can get qualified in Namibia, the better it will be for each and every region, as well as the benefit for the athletes and also to identify talent then in the various regions. The focus of this program is on the middle and long distance. We feel that there's a lot of talent in these two disciplines and the qualified coaches in the various regions are few. Therefore, we would like to generate more qualified coaches in this aspect on these two disciplines to basically identify the various talents in the various regions, and therefore they don't have to travel that far to try and see where, how and who. So that's basically our aim. We also have a very high demand for middle and long distance when they submitted their names. Therefore, in 2022, our focus will change to the other disciplines, which will be your hurdles, your jumps, your throws, and your short distances. But also, before we can even do that, in the beginning of 2022, we will then carry on with the coaching course also for middle and long distance for the waiting list that is still for this course, basically. So I think we had over the 73 entries. So therefore, the other 33, we will then do a coaching course for the middle and long distance early 2022 before we start on the other disciplines. The importance of this program is why to host it is that we don't have a lot of qualified coaches or in the various disciplines. Especially in some of the regions. We have a lot of talent in the various regions, and then the coaches, they would love to help the kids, but they don't know how. So, and then the kids and then all the athletes have to then go to the other regions to try and find training. So if each and every region can get qualified coaches in each discipline, imagine the talent that we can create in Namibia. So basically, by creating your coaches and qualifying them, you're creating more talent identification. And therefore, Namibia's athletics can start growing to a better and higher rate.
Apart from hosting an athletics coaching clinic, Athletics Development Club, in collaboration with the Popkewitz Foundation and Athletics Namibia, will be hosting a 2-day athletics championship. This event will bring about 1,000 athletes together from the ages of 6 to 19 years.
The Popkewitz Open Foundation Athletics Championship is basically a competition that we started hosting prior, but we changed it now. We changed the name now to the Popkewitz Open Championship. And it's basically from the age of 6 years to senior as well as your para-athletes to be able to compete against each other. So before the big season starts next year, you can actually close this off and see, where your fitness is and where you still need to up your game or where you need to improve your standard and all that, so that when we start the actual athletics competitions or your season next year, you know exactly how far you have to go and train yourself. We have entries over the whole Namibia, all regions, and we are very excited about it. The regions are also extremely excited in participating in this event. We have all the sport codes, from your baby hurdles up until your standing long jump for the small little ones. And then we have all your various hurdles, your short distances, long distances, and then all your throws, which is basically also your jump, your high jump, your long jump, your javelin, your discus, your shot put. So we'll be having basically all events at the competition. We are expecting between 800 and 1,000 athletes. We'll be hoping to receive 800 to 1,000 athletes. We do have a lot of entries already, and hopefully this will be one very big successful event.
The athletics coaching clinic will happen on the 20th and the 21st of December, whilst the championships will follow from the 22nd until the 23rd of December. And that is all we have for you tonight. Join us again next week for Sports on One, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages.
Thank you, Castro, for that update. Up next is the weather forecast.
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Heavy storms are most likely in the Otjiwarongo and Omaheke regions on Sunday. The Namibia interior is sunny and warm to hot in the south. Elsewhere, partly cloudy and hot to very hot with a few thunder showers in the northeastern half. The coast partly cloudy and cool to mild with showers in the south, and the wind moderate northwesterly to southwesterly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
That's all we have for you. You can join us again for a repeat at 9:30 this evening. The Omnibus Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For me, Isai Sipunga, and the rest of the team, till next time, good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future. A hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Enaranje wa midenzelo kudako langa Rans Pharmacy. Atuhe shajima tushua turimo mburuma yokutira omushithe mara uruvedendwi maruya arukapita oushanga tukonjitho kukara polonganda atutira aturuma ngatukonjithe okukara polonganda shitfa piti rumwe matuka eneno kuyeto mushithe uyeruke mondondo ushanga tukonjitho kukara polonganda tururitire modonjuari kane aturoro kuru mburuma maitupo inavyar ngatukare polonganda rikane.
Prevention is important. Help prevent the spread of illness and keep yourself and others well. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of germs. Wash your hands regularly with soap and hot water, scrubbing your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizers can be used but are not recommended as a substitute for hand washing. Use sanitizers in addition to hand washing or in a situation where soap and water are not available. To avoid spreading germs, limit sharing of personal items such as utensils, cups, and dishes. Your skin acts as a barrier to germs, but your eyes, nose, and mouth are more vulnerable. Wash your hands thoroughly before touching your face, eating, or drinking. Avoid physical contact with others, including handshakes, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and kisses. Social distancing is deliberately increasing the physical space between people to avoid spreading germs. While regulations may vary by country or area, the best guideline for social distancing is to maintain a distance of 6 feet from others. Germs can travel through the air from one person to another. If you sneeze or cough, do so into a tissue or the inside of your elbow to prevent the spread of germs. Avoid contact with ill individuals and insist they isolate themselves until they have recovered and are symptom-free. Clean and sanitize frequently touched common surfaces and high-traffic areas in your home, and workplace several times a day. Share these guidelines with others and help prevent the spread of illness and maintain a healthy environment. An ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure.
Early this morning, woke up holding my hair, hearing my heartbeat all night long. Shades of this motel keeping me in bed, reading the news, just trying to stay strong. I need to just get up, take a deep breath, keep it together, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Sun on my face, feeling okay. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day.
The coronavirus that causes COVID-19 has changed since the pandemic started. So does this mean the virus has become more dangerous? Scientists have discovered thousands of mutations to the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus. Most mutations only lead to small changes, but scientists believe one, called D614G, may have made it easier for the virus to infect human cells. This mutation most likely emerged after the initial outbreak in China, and it spread fast after the virus arrived in Europe. By the end of June, the D614G mutation was found in almost all samples of the virus worldwide. Scientists believe this is due to amino acid changes in the virus's spike proteins, improving its ability to infect human cells. Some studies have found more spikes on viruses with this mutation. These spikes latch onto receptors on the surface of our cells. They then transfer the virus's genetic material, called RNA, inside. Being inside the host cell allows the virus to make many copies of itself. Random errors sometimes happen in the copying process, which cause mutations. Although the full effects of D614G are still unclear, some studies suggest that the mutated virus might be more transmissible than the original. This could mean more people getting sick and at a faster rate. Despite this, there isn't any evidence that the disease itself has become more severe. Scientists are worried about mutations possibly increasing the risk of reinfection. Hong Kong reported what could be the first case of virus reinfection on the 24th of August. A healthy man in his 30s is thought to have caught the virus again 4.5 months after he first got sick. During this time, mutations developed and new variants of the virus emerged. Some experts believe these changes may have made reinfections more likely. Mutations are common over the course of a pandemic. New flu vaccines are needed every winter to keep up with genetic changes to the flu virus. If a coronavirus vaccine is found, it could require regular booster jabs. Mutations won't happen overnight, and the coronavirus is mutating slower than the flu virus. But it's important for scientists to keep a close eye on how the virus changes over time. Could we be hearing more about other mutations in the future?
We know the world is a crazy place right now, but don't panic. Take a breath, slow down, or better yet, stop completely. We'll still be here when everything settles down. In this time of uncertainty, look to nature. She has all the answers, you know.